Did you know in the United States there's a small town in Pennsylvania where the old courthouse clock hasn't worked since 1983? Locals say the moment it stopped, something else started. Back then, a janitor named Harold was working late one stormy night. He was the only one inside the courthouse. At exactly 2:13 a.m., lightning struck the clock tower and the gears jammed. That same moment, Harold disappeared. No trace, no body, just his cart tipped over by the stairs. They searched for weeks, but he was gone. But that wasn't the last anyone saw of him. Every few years, always on October 17th, exactly at 2:13 a.m., people report strange things near the courthouse. A tall, pale figure in a janitor's uniform stands by the tower window. No eyes, just a wide, hollow mouth, open in silence. Some say they've heard him whisper their names as they passed. A few who ignored it and entered the courthouse never came back out. The city sealed the clock tower, installed cameras, but at 2:13 a.m., the footage always goes dark for 7 seconds. Last year, a tourist live streamed near the tower, laughing about the legend. At 2:13 a.m., his stream froze, and for 7 chilling seconds, viewers saw a dark face appear in the camera. His last words, "Do you hear that ticking?" Did you know in the United States there was once a woman admitted to a hospital who never stopped smiling? In 1976, a patient was brought into Cedar Springs Hospital in Colorado. She wore a pale white gown, was barefoot, and completely silent. Her face was gaunt, her skin cold, but what terrified staff most was her smile, a huge frozen grin stretching ear to ear, exposing every tooth, even when she didn't speak. She had no ID, no medical records, and didn't respond to her name because no one knew it. Nurses called her Jane Doe, but strange things started happening around her. At night, machines near her would glitch, lights flickered, and staff claimed to hear soft whispering, even when she was asleep. One night, a nurse leaned close to check her IV. Jane's eyes opened wide, and in a raspy voice she whispered, "I'm not sick, I'm hungry." Then, she bit the nurse. Security rushed in, but Jane wasn't there, only a trail of blood, and her IV hanging from the ceiling. The nurse survived, barely, but she never returned to work. She claimed Jane had no pulse, that her mouth opened too wide, that she crawled across the walls like she had no bones. To this day, there's no record of Jane Doe ever being discharged, transferred, or even seen again, but some believe she's still out there, smiling, hungry, waiting for the next kind soul who leans in too close. Did you know in the United States, there's a hotel room where your reflection moves, even when you don't? They say room 313 at the old Granville Inn in Ohio was sealed off in 1998. Before that, a guest named Amelia checked in alone for one night. She was a journalist, 29, red hair, sharp mind, researching ghost stories for an article, but she never checked out. Housekeeping found her suitcase untouched, her camera on the bed, and her body in the bathroom, eyes wide open, facing the mirror. Thing is, there were no signs of struggle, but her fingernails were bloody, as if she had scratched at the glass. Later, the coroner noted something even stranger. The mirror had smudges, like two palms pressed from the inside. Since then, room 313 was closed, but rumors say some staff still hear knocking from within, and sometimes on security cameras, a faint figure standing in a reflection of the mirror. Urban explorers once broke in and live streamed. Everything looked normal until the host waved at him, but his reflection didn't wave back. That video was deleted minutes later. He never posted again. They say the mirror in 313 doesn't show who you are. It shows who's waiting to take your place. So if you ever check into a hotel and the room ends in 13, don't look in the mirror after midnight. Did you know in the United States, there's a massive mansion that was built non-stop for 38 years to keep spirits from getting angry? They call it the Winchester Mystery House. and its walls were meant to trap the dead. After her husband died, Sarah Winchester inherited millions from the Winchester rifle fortune. But soon after, she claimed the spirits of those killed by the guns were haunting her. A medium told her, "They will never stop unless you build a home for every soul." So she bought land in California and never stopped building staircases that lead to ceilings, doors that open to brick walls, windows on the floor. No blueprint, no design, just hammering day and night. Year after year, workers said Sarah spoke to spirits in her seance room. They gave her instructions, guided her hand. Every hallway was a maze. To confuse the dead, to keep them from finding her. She never stopped, not until her death in 1922. The house now stands with over 160 rooms, dozens of staircases, empty corridors, and cold spots where no sunlight reaches. Visitors report footsteps in empty halls, crying behind the walls, a woman in black disappearing through locked doors. Some say she's still there, building, apologizing. So if you ever visit the Winchester house, don't follow the whispers. And whatever you do, don't open a door you didn't see before. Did you know in the United States, there's a live stream no one can trace, but once you watch it, something follows you home? They call it the Red Room broadcast. It started in 2007, when a 14-year-old named Jason from Illinois was dared to search the deep web. He found a strange link titled, "Do not watch this." He clicked it. It was a live stream. A red room dimly lit with a single chair facing the camera. Empty. Jason thought it was a prank until the chat appeared. "Welcome, Jason." He hadn't typed his name. Panicked, he shut his laptop. 2 nights later, his mother found his room cold, windows wide open, and Jason was gone. All that remained was his laptop, open, buffering the red room again. Since then, dozens have vanished. Teens mostly. Same story. A dare, a stream, and then silence. The FBI found nothing. Hackers tried to trace the server, but their screens melted into static. Some believe the Red Room is a cursed broadcast from another dimension. Others say it's a ritual, a digital gateway, but those who've watched it never sleep the same again. So if a link ever shows up at 3 a.m., don't click. And if you do, don't look at the chair. Did you know in the United States there's an internet rumor about a cursed pop-up that asks just one question: do you like red? Back in 2005, a 14-year-old named Marcus from Des Moines, Iowa, was browsing the internet late at night. His parents had gone to bed. While scrolling chat rooms, a red pop-up appeared with no close button. It only asked, "Do you like red?" Thinking it was a joke, Marcus typed, "No." The pop-up disappeared, but a chill spread through the room. Minutes later, it came back. This time it said, "Wrong answer." Then his browser shut off. His speakers crackled, and suddenly a voice whispered from his headphones, "Red is all you'll see." He ripped off the headset and ran to his parents, but when they returned, the screen was black. His father said it was just a virus. But that night, Marcus woke up to the red glow of his monitor, even though the computer was unplugged. His bedroom walls began to sweat. Blood red text faded in and out on the screen. "You said no." The next morning, Marcus was gone. Vanished. The room was ice cold, with red handprints smeared across the inside of his window. Authorities found no evidence of forced entry. The only clue? His browser history. Every site visited in the final hour had one thing in common: Red Room 199-exe. No one's ever found the original source of the pop-up, but every few years someone claims they saw it, and those who clicked yes are never seen again. Did you know in the United States there's a house so quiet, people say it swallows your voice and your sanity? In the remote hills of Oregon, an acoustic engineer named Joel Whitman built a custom home in 2003. He wanted total silence, no echoes, no ambient noise. So he lined the walls with thick, sound-absorbing panels, designed the rooms in odd angles to scatter waves, and removed every buzz, click, and hum. What he built was called the perfect quiet. At first he was proud, but after 2 months, Joel stopped answering emails. Neighbors noticed his mail piling up. When the police entered, they found the house immaculate, but empty. No Joel, only his audio journal was left. Over 600 hours of recordings. In the last entry, his voice was shaking. It's not silent anymore. I hear breathing behind the walls, but only when I don't move. If I talk, it stops. It wants me to listen. People who visited the house afterwards described the silence as crushing. One journalist lasted 15 minutes before vomiting from nausea. Another claimed she heard someone scream, but only in her mind. Then, in 2012, a college YouTuber stayed overnight. He streamed for the first hour, cracking jokes. Then the screen glitched. Just before it went black, his final words were, "Do you hear that?" No one's seen him since. Now the house sits locked behind a rusted gate. The walls are cracked. The silence is louder than ever. And if you stand too close and stay too still, you might just hear your own voice whispering back. Did you know in the United States there's a town where children vanish every summer, right after hearing a song no one else can hear? In a quiet neighborhood in Nebraska, locals talk about an old ice cream truck that appears only on the hottest days of July. No driver is ever seen, just music, slow, warped, like a carnival tune played underwater. In 1998, a boy named Eli Turner, age 9, went missing. His sister Maggie said she saw him run outside when he heard the jingle, but there was no truck, just tire tracks, and a single scoop of mint ice cream melting on the curb. Police found no fingerprints, no witnesses, just a crayon drawing in his room of a truck with glowing eyes and children in the windows. Each summer after, it happened again. One kid, always on the hottest day, always after the song. Some parents claimed they heard the tune too, but only after midnight, and always faint, like it was inside the walls. In 2015, the town banned all ice cream trucks, but the disappearances didn't stop. Last year, a motion camera on a lamppost caught a shape in the distance, a truck with no headlights and a shadow standing on top. When police tried to trace it, the footage glitched. The file name changed to Do You Want a Sweet.mp3. Now every July, parents keep their kids inside, and if they hear music playing with no source, they say, don't run toward it, don't answer the song, because once you do, you're on the menu.